Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
What is happening, everybody? I'm Larry Roberts.
And I'm Sarah Lucy, and this is Brandon, your comprehensive guide to creative branding.
And on this amazing 2024 episode, we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions.
I cannot believe it's already 2024. I know I'm a broken record, and I'm not the first or last person to say that, but how?
Man, it's like this. In the blink of an eye, we went from doing podcasting in 2023. Man, it seems like we were just at PodFest. We're getting ready to be there again in a couple of weeks. And it just, 23 just poof, it just evaporated. It was just gone.
Seriously. I feel like ever since 2020, like time isn't real.
You know, there's times where it just feels like it drags, or you're just sitting there and you're trying to figure out what are the next steps you're going to take in your business. And you know, what is, I don't know, what are we going to do tomorrow? And it seems like the clock just kind of drags. But from an overall perspective, once you get down to November, December, and you hit those holidays, you're like, oh my gosh, it just disappeared.
Seriously. Did you have any resolutions for 2023?
I don't know. I have no. I don't. I have no idea, man. I've never really been big on resolutions.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was sitting here, even though that's what we're talking about on this episode, I was sitting here, I don't know, maybe a week ago. It might have been longer. Again, time, poof, just gone.
Yeah.
I might have started thinking about it around Turkey Day. And I'm like, do I even vocalize resolutions? I mean, there's definitely things I want to do in 24 that I didn't do in 23, or things I want to do different in 24 as compared to the way I did them in 23. But do I want to make that public? Do I want to say it? Or is it just too cheesy?
I mean, that makes it, I feel like there's like a piece of like public accountability when you say it out loud and you tell the people about it. It kind of holds you accountable and makes you more driven to do it. But also, I announced my book was coming out like, I don't know, a year ago. And do I have a book out? No. So it doesn't always work. I think my resolution for 2023 was to pet more dogs. I definitely think I reached that goal.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. No, I
did
really well.
In direct contrast, I think I decided I was going to write a book in August.
And yours is already
maybe August or September, and it's already published. It's done.
Thanks for that.
It's printed. It's available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Climb up under the red hat.
Pretty sure there's only room for one.
There is. There's a big head. There's a big ego underneath this hat. I'll tell you that right now. But anyways, no, you know, it is. I do know that some of the resolutions that I have for 24 are the same that I had for 23. And I
because
think
you didn't reach them.
Because either I didn't, you know, even establish them as we were talking about there, or I knew I needed to do them, but always found an excuse not to, or a reason, or something more important, or something, you know. So, and that's why I lose confidence, or I've lost confidence in making resolutions. And I feel cheesy making them, because it's almost, you know, it's like the gym. You know, you don't want to go to the gym in January. There's
it's going to be packed, but then go February 1st and it's empty and you can see the tumbleweeds.
Oh, finally, my gym is back to being my gym again. This is nice. But it's the same thing, you know, and I think in building our brands, and especially as content creators, as people that are out there that are like speaking and with you, writing your book and writing my book, and just being creators overall, it's easy to know that we need to do certain things and even commit to doing certain things this time of year. But that follow through, that's where the challenge lies.
It really does. Well, that brings me to my first resolution.
Oh, okay. Let's throw it out there.
And that is to actually finish my book.
Oh, I love that. That's a great one.
I started working on it, I want to say back in April. Okay. And I got it to the point that I thought it was finished. I read it again, decided that is definitely not finished. And I want to say it's like 80% done.
That's fair.
But I put that, so I mean, I feel like we set kind of business resolutions and brand resolutions, then we set personal. And I put that under my brand resolutions because I really think that having a book is so important to your personal brand and to being a thought leader. And it's really, out of all of the different ways that you can establish authority, a book is number one.
I learned the lesson the hard way. And that's why I even wrote the book that I wrote was, if you recall, I went to San Diego. Yeah, it was San Diego, and did a talk out there. And after the talk, everybody's coming up going, "Oh, dude, I'd love to buy your book. I'd love to buy your book." And I didn't have a book.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, this is not good. So
See, no one's ever told me they'd love to buy my book. So maybe I shouldn't even be writing one.
And I'll tell you that I was taken aback because I had never had that happen either.
Yeah.
In conversations and in masterminds and in group settings, people go, "Oh, do you happen to have a book or something?" But I've never given a talk and then had people come up after and go, "I'd love to buy your book." And I'm like, "Okay, oh, wow."
In this last year, I have had moments of people saying, "Oh, I've heard of you," or "I know who you are." And that's been really weird for me. It's like I feel like a Kardashian. But I have not had the, like, I would love to buy your book. So maybe that's my next resolution, is that people actually want to buy my book.
I think the more you put yourself out there, because you're doing that a lot now, you're getting on more and more stages, and you're actively pursuing speaking.
Whether I
And
like it or not.
yeah, I mean, it's just something you have to do, man.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself out there that way. And as you continue to get on these stages, you're going to have more and more opportunities to do that. And I think you will have people, I don't think, I know, eventually you will have people coming up going, "Oh, I'd love to buy your book." I think it's a byproduct of putting yourself in the right environment and carrying yourself properly on stage that opens up those opportunities. So I think that's an excellent New Year's resolution for you.
Your turn. What's one of yours?
I got to cheat. I got to look at my phone here because I didn't memorize my resolutions. But the first one, and again, this is one that I know that whether I expressed it or not was one of the ones that I had for 23, and that was increase my content output. Man, no matter who you listen to, you hear over and over and over and over that you need to produce more content, more eyes, more ears, more content, more awareness, more brand recognition, more everything. And it all comes from posting more content. So being the AI guy, I've done a little bit of research and I've got a plan in place where I can produce content consistently and ideally daily. But we'll see how that goes. Look, I left myself an outlet there. I said, we'll see how that goes. So, look for me in February. You'll probably see me going on hard and strong in January, but come February, you might not find me at the gym. So we'll see how it goes. But that's the resolution. I do have a plan in place to make that happen. And that's my goal is I want to do reels, TikToks, shorts, one a day.
See, I love that because it's on mine too, is post more often. And I like that you said consistently too, because that is super key. And I was actually researching the algorithms for social media and what to plan for 2024 so that I can create a social media calendar and a content calendar and actually hopefully reach this goal at least in the first week. We'll see what happens after that. But I was looking at like what platforms like want how often they want you to post.
Okay.
And it was interesting. So Facebook, you should post 1 to 2 times a day. Twitter or X is 3 tweets per day. LinkedIn, 2 to 5 per week. So that's not that hard. That's a little easier.
Pretty easy there. Yeah.
Instagram was the one that I thought was really interesting because it's 1 to 2 reels per day plus 1 image or carousel post per day. So they want you changing up what you're posting.
So that's 3 times a day.
That is 3 times a day.
And that's insane. I mean, it sounds insane, but no matter who you listen to, they're all going to tell you the same thing: to post more and more and more and more and more and more. Mm-hmm. I just don't think you can post enough.
Yeah. But you also, I think it's important too, and I think some people get this wrong, is don't post for the sake of posting. Don't just throw something up because it's, oh, I need content. Make sure what you're posting is actually valuable, is actually on brand, is supporting your mission, supporting your message. Don't just put something up because, oh, I haven't posted today.
Right.
I feel like if you're putting things up that are low quality, that clearly you didn't put much heart into it, that's actually going to hurt you more than just not posting at all. So that's something that we really need to remember. It's more opportunities to re-engage your audience. It's more opportunities for people to find you. And it's more opportunities for you to come off as an authentic person.
Well, and I
if
think
we're
that too
posting
is,
those like heartfelt stuff, not just like posting for the sake of posting.
I think too, because one of the things that Gary Vee says a lot that I love is he says, don't create, but document.
Mm.
I mean, how much more authentic can it be if you're just documenting what you do? If you're documenting how you're building your brand, if you're documenting your processes, you're not sitting here creating, you're not staring at a camera and trying to follow a script and say so. No, you're just documenting what you do. You're demonstrating your brand each and every day. And if you document that process, you've got your content, you've got your authenticity, you've got your brand exposure, you've got everything you need, and post that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
All right. So what's your next one, Sarah?
My next one is a little bit vague because I mean it in multiple ways, I guess. And it's just to be more organized. If anyone that has met me, like, you know, I am the least organized person in the world, but my chaos makes sense to me. Like, I'm one of those people that if you ask me, like, where's my chapstick, I could tell you it's like about 2 foot to the left of like my bed frame leg. Like, I know exactly where it is, but it's not anywhere it should be. Like, that is how I am organized. Like, I know which pile of nonsense everything is in, but I feel like I need to be more like actually organized. And
Well, it's interesting because you say that, but at the same time, man, when I see your work, it's very organized. It's very structured. So I see it there, but I've seen some of your chaos as well. So
so I'm organized I'm more organized professionally than personally, for sure. Like, I have my camera angled very specifically so that you can't see the chaos in my office.
yeah, if you just go to the right or left right now, I
Don't do it.
guarantee you it
Don't do
is
it.
a tornado disaster.
Oh my God,
site
it's
on
so
either
bad.
side. Yeah.
As soon as I get to a hotel room, it looks like a tornado hit it. Like, I am not an organized person, but I do work in a way that's organized. Like, I make sure that my clients get a very cohesive, very clean product from me and experience. But on the back end, I'm not organized. And I've been trying to fix that. I've been trying out all of these different like websites and softwares and really trying. But my ADHD doesn't let me be organized. It doesn't let me commit to schedules. It doesn't let me like actually form habits. So it's really like I struggle with this. But 2024, I'm going to get more organized. I'm going to figure out a CRM that I like. I'm going to use Metricool to post consistently on social, which I've been paying for a year and barely ever use. Like, all of these tools that I pay for, I need to consolidate them. I need to figure out what they do and how to use them well. And that will put me on track to be more organized moving forward, I think.
That's awesome. And it's awesome, but it's funny at the same time because although I had this as my third resolution, I'm going to bump it up to spot 2 since we're already on the topic of using the tools that I have at my disposal to post this content, to post my daily reels, TikTok shorts, etc. So it's funny because, and this was really driven home, I think it was a month ago. I was looking at my bank account and I saw a $650 charge on there. And I'm like, what in the heck is this? And so I dug into it. And what was it? Oh, it was my yearly renewal of Active Campaign. So I have obviously a subscription to Active Campaign, and I didn't even know I had the subscription. So apparently this was probably another resolution I had a year or maybe a year more ago to start sending out my own personal emails, my own personal newsletter, and start building that email list. And on top of that, after I started digging into this $650 charge and realized it was Active Campaign, I also realized I had a fairly significant email list. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had this. So it's just ridiculous that we invest, quote unquote, and sometimes just throw money at a problem
More
to
often
make it go
throw
away.
money.
Well, at least for me, and I get in trouble for that all the time.
Yes, you do.
But and you don't even realize you have it. So, and you mentioned Metricool, and you've been gracious enough to give me one of the licenses on your Metricool account. I've had that now for what? Probably all year long.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, at least. So yeah, I'm going to start leveraging some of these tools, and I'm actually going to do an audit of the tools that I have subscriptions to and see if I'm even using those tools, and maybe eliminate some of those tools or start leveraging them to allow me to follow through on my first resolution of creating daily video content.
Was this your second or your third? Because I gave 3.
Well, it was originally going to be my third, but it got bumped up to the second because you were talking about using tools. I thought you only gave 2.
I gave 3 because I said be more organized, finish my book, and then post more often.
Oh, I think that just kind of bled into mine. So I didn't realize you were giving that post more often, because along the same lines, and I'll just go ahead and wrap this up with my third, since we skipped your second, or you consolidated, or I missed it, or I might have fell asleep. I need another monster. I don't know. My last resolution is to mix up the content type that I'm posting. Although I'm committing to doing 1 vertical video, short, reel, TikTok a day, I also need to diversify those contributions. And thankfully, my book is done. And that's going to be one way, is I'm going to be leveraging that all year long. So I'm pretty excited about that. But also want to start contributing to a blog, want to start contributing on LinkedIn with actual articles. Just, again, diversifying that content that I'm putting out there. That's going to play right into the post more often, post on different platforms. So everything that I'm doing, it's all about, all 3 of my resolutions, all about content creation, being more consistent, being more efficient, being more effective, and just being more.
Wow. Like, I'm curious. So we set these resolutions, but I feel like we need to really know why we're setting them. So what is your why? Like, why are you committing to this? What impact are you trying to create from that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the impact that I'm trying to make is more growth, more awareness. I want people to recognize the red hat on a bigger scale, on a larger scale, in more industries. One of the things that I did in 2023, right here at the end of the year, actually, too, and I think we talked about it. I know we did. We talked about mind maps, and we blew out that mind map to look at our brands and see exactly what umbrella covered everything that we did. And I don't know if I talked about this in the podcast, but I finally secured LarryRoberts.com. So now, yay, that's pretty awesome. Pretty stoked about that. We're building that out right now. Ideally, there's another resolution. Boom, there's number 4.
Finish that website.
Yeah, finish LarryRoberts.com and get that out there before Podfest. So that's a big goal. Interesting that I didn't consider that a resolution, because it's just a goal. So
I feel like resolutions are more like ongoing. But I mean, I said finish my book, so.
But that's a goal too. So I wonder, is it? And this is an interesting little epiphany. Do we not consider resolutions goals? Do we not weight resolutions the same as goals?
I feel like goals are like you hit it once. Resolutions are more behavior change repeatedly. Okay. So then I messed up. Then I said finish my book. I'll replace it. I want to improve my bookkeeping.
There you go.
So that kind of goes along with being more organized, but it's specific.
I probably need to do that too, so I know what I'm paying for, huh?
Oh my God, you definitely do. I'm better than you at it. I know that, but I'm still not very good. And I pay for QuickBooks. It has a spot that you can put in all of your receipts. I don't do that because that takes too much time. I literally have a basket up on a shelf of all the receipts from this year. And I'm like, yeah, that's a problem for next year me. I'll do that at tax time. And I'm going to hate myself at tax time.
See, that's why I can't go on no reality shows, because I never bring receipts. Oh, so with that,
so lame.
We would love to hear about your New Year's resolutions. So if you found some value in this and you've got some resolutions you'd love to share with us, do us a favor and reach out to us, man. Reach out to us on social media, comment on our posts on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, do us a favor and subscribe to the show. That would be amazing. We'd love to have you as a subscriber over on our YouTube channel. But other than that, man, subscribe to the podcast. We love having these conversations with you each and every week, and we look forward to doing it again next week. So with that, I'm Larry Roberts.
I'm Sarah Lissy, and Happy New Year.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.